Howdy, folks. I want to get back to talking about something hiking related. This is really neat. I told you I was really enamored and get a kick out of the trail names, that can happen on any of the famous hiking trails. I've done most of my research on the Appalachian Trail. I used to live uh, real close to the Blue Ridge Mountains when I lived in Bath County, Virginia. So I'm always going to use that kind of like as an example. This is one thing I found out in recent years I would have loved to have done when I lived there, and I had the ability to really make it a big thing, and I just didn't know about it at the time. So trail magic is what hikers look for. Trail magic is basically like a surprise gift to the hikers to to keep them motivated, to energize them. There's like many things that you can do. So I'm going to tell you a lot of the positives, and then I'll tell you about some of the negatives that can occur when people do certain acts of kindness known as trail magic. So, like, one of the common things I've always heard um, is like some people will just like these hikers, they go through many pairs of boots, and their socks get destroyed. So one example of trail magic would be if you left a bag of socks like hanging from a tree. So anyway, I apologize. There's a little bit of noise out here. Some contractors just pulled up, so hopefully it doesn't affect the sound too much. Hopefully they get to the other side of the house, and I can get back talking about trail magic. So there's many different things you can do with trail magic. Sometimes local hiking clubs will hike up a certain portion of the trail, and they'll be there to greet hikers. They may have a cooler full of, it could be soda, it could be water, it could be an adult beverage like a beer or something like that. It could be just snacks. There's all types of trail magic that can be done. And then the one I like the best, that seems to work the best, is let's say you're coming down a trail and you're coming to a roadway or like a little rest area that would lead you into a town so you can restock on your supplies, or even if you needed to go to a motel to shower and regroup, re-energize, what have you, restock your supplies. A lot of people will do, they'll set up basically like an outdoor barbecue tailgate type event for all these hikers, and they'll just feed them like multitude of different meals or different things they'll have for them. They may feed them hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken, have potato salad, coleslaw, all kinds of, different food. It's just really good. A lot of beverages and a lot of good conversation. If people need to charge their phone, they can do that. Just a lot of just they'll have chairs for them, believe it or not. A lot of these guys will bring chairs for them just so they can sit down and be comfortable for a little while, enjoy. And it's great because what you do is you develop friendships that last for a lifetime. You're like a guardian angel. You're like a savior, so to speak. So that's the best way to do trail magic. I've always wanted to do that. I still have a lot of friends in Bath County, Virginia, and I do, if my financial situation ever gets better, that's on my bucket list, is to go set up, feed some people I don't have the ability or the finances basically to do the Appalachian Trail. It takes about 6 or 7 months. So I don't have that kind of, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't have the funds, and I just can't do it. I wouldn't mind doing a section of like a trail hike. But trail magic, okay. So we've talked about the good, the positive things that you can do with trail magic. Sometimes it might just be like a little kind gesture, like you can leave those, what do they call those, like painted stones, like with a smiley face, or different little things for people to notice, and so it goes back to when you want to do trail magic, a lot of the negatives that have happened in the past. If someone leaves a cooler there with like a bunch of adult beverages, water, snacks, whatever, a lot of times not all the hikers are respectful to the concept of leave no trace, which means don't dirty the place up. So there's a lot of pictures and a lot of conversation about people just leave their cans, their plastic bottles, what have you, or if there's food, you really don't want to leave an unattended cooler because there is a lot of bears, on the trail, and raccoons and all the other critters that are out there in the world. So basically, Trail Magic needs to be monitored and done correctly for it to be effective. Like I said, if you can do it kind of like a rest area in between towns, whatever, that's usually the best method. But there's really nowhere to, dispose of trash in certain parts of the trail. So like the hikers have so much gear on their back that they're not going to be able to, bring the trash with them. And so that's something to consider. But anyway, Trail Magic's a really cool concept. What would you do? I really love the idea about leaving socks for people. That's brilliant. It would be really cool. There's a local charity down here in Southwest Florida called Laces of Love or something like that. And what they do is they all year long, they collect new shoes to give it to poor kids, and stuff like that. So the kids, might get a nice pair of Nikes or just cleats for, soccer or football. So it would, like one thing, like if I had the finances, I would love to do this. I don't have the finances, but it would be great to have like a selection of new boots for these people. These people blow out boots left and right because at certain parts. I've always heard like Pennsylvania is the hardest part of the trail because it's so rocky, and it really plays havoc on your ankles, your knees, your footwear. So that's one thing I think it's cool. I do like the rest area concept the best, like a tailgate type party. Bring chairs, make it a big party, let people enjoy, unwind. So that's some thoughts, So that's Trail Magic. What would you do? I'm anxious to hear your replies, and I hope you do reply. Remember, this is Jailbait Tackle Outdoors, bringing you a video, not from a trail, but from a chair.